Hey guys, coming at you in today's video, we're going to talk all about scaling your workouts back. So first of all, let's talk about what scaling even is. So in CrossFit, strength and conditioning gyms, we like to talk about the word scaling, which means bringing down a certain movement from what it actually is, breaking it down to something that you can do that is, number one, similar to that movement, but also more importantly, more appropriate for you and what skill level you are currently at. So let's first talk about why scaling could be appropriate in some different cases. So first of all, maybe you have a limitation from a past injury or a current injury where you can't do certain things, so you need to modify that movement. That's a great time to scale. Maybe you are just starting or you haven't quite mastered a higher skill or technique yet, so you're gonna do different movements that are similar to that movement, but they're just a couple levels back. And hopefully our goal is, as coaches, to always make these movements that are scaled be as similar as the other ones, but also to strengthen the same muscles, kind of use the same technique that those other movements do actually end up using, just in maybe a less skilled version, but it still will be a similar movement to where you're getting almost the same movement, the same feel, and hopefully doing these scaled movements help build you up to one day being able to do whatever the higher level skill actually is. Now, another great time to scale the movement or the lift would be in the case of scaling the weights back. So let's say you have a workout where the deadlifts are 215 pounds and you're like, yikes, that's like my 1 rep max. So of course you don't want to go and try to rep out your 1 rep max deadlift in a workout where there's 50 reps, right? Hurt back, number one. But you just might not get the same exact workout that other people are getting. So the other case, like I said, is just scaling back the weights to where it's something more comfortable for you, and in the long run, at the end of the day, you got a better workout in because you're going off of the numbers that you're gonna get the same intensity level at as the other people working out. And it just depends, wherever you're at in your journey with working out, with CrossFit specifically, do what you are comfortable with, but main thing, getting a good workout for you. Okay, so now that we've covered the bases on what scaling is and why we should do it, I'm actually gonna show you guys some movements that a lot of people actually do have to scale, in some different ways that you can go about scaling them. Do not be ashamed of scaling your workouts. 9 times out of 10, people actually should be scaling. It's actually recommended, like I said, to get a better workout for you. And that doesn't mean that after class or after your actual workout, you can't spend extra time on the actual movement, the RX movement. But when you are working out, I want you to take the time to really, really get your best workout. High intensity, you're moving through the movements. So that's what scaling is all about. So let's get into it. I'm gonna show you guys a couple of different things and ways to scale certain movements. So we're gonna start with your standard traditional push-up. That's what I'm doing here. This is the normal version of it, but then you see me go down to my knees. That's gonna be the scale for the regular push-up. This is gonna give you a little bit of leverage to help you out. The closer your knees are to your arms, the easier they will be. Here we've got what seems to be everybody's actual favorite movement. That is the burpee. So here I'm doing your regular, all the way down to the floor, all the way back up, jumping burpee. If getting to the floor and coming all the way back up is too hard for you, you can always use a box or a bench or something that you can just prop up on. That way you have a little less way to go. Here we've got our regular below parallel back squats. So the scale that I like to do is use a box. You could use a bench, but I like to kind of put it to where the corner. I just step my feet to both sides of it, and then I just squat to the box. This allows me to not have to go all the way below parallel, and could be a great scale if that's just something that you have a problem with. Range of motion, just squatting to a box. You could also use this same scale for overhead squats. I know that this is a really difficult movement, especially if your mobility is not on point. So using the box to master the position of the overhead squat. Next up, we have pull-ups. So here I am doing strict pull-ups, which is something that I think everybody should work on getting the strict first, and then you can move on to things like kipping and butterfly pull-ups like this. But this scale for pull-ups I find to be a really great one. So you want to find a pretty thick band and just move the J-hooks on whatever rig you're using. Kind of use that band as a stand, grab the bar, and then it's just going to kind of give you a little bit of assistance, like a bounce to help pull yourself up. That's a really great assistance there. This is another really great pull-up scale. You're actually going to put the bar at about a bench press height. Your heels will be the only thing on the floor giving you any assistance, but you're just going to pull what body weight left that you have up with your chin over the bar. Then we've got ring rows. We've talked about this one in some of my previous videos, a great scale for pull-ups. Ring muscle-ups are a pretty high-level skill to master, but doing this drill right here can help with the turnover not only on ring, but also on bar muscle-ups. If you are unable to run long distances or whatever the distance is in your workout, you can bike, row, ski, any machine will do the trick. Handstand push-ups are not only a really cool skill to be able to do, but a really great skill because getting inverted and then being able to press, it just takes a lot of strength and coordination. But if you cannot do that quite yet, you can always do this trick right here. So I like to go into a slow deficit all the way down, bring my knees to my chest, and then kind of tuck out of it. The knees to the chest is going to be the first part of actually starting a kipping handstand push-up. From there, you can do this little trick, which I think the hardest part is getting on and off the box. But you're gonna put the box as tall as you're comfortable with, knees on the box, and then touch your head to the floor down in front of you. The higher the box, the harder the skill will be, and then the closer you can get your head and hands to the box, also, the harder it will be. All right, guys, so that pretty much covers a lot of the scaling options that we do almost every single week, throughout the workout week, depending on what the workout movements are. A lot of those things are what we actually use to scale back some of the movements. So you're, number one, getting the technique work in just at a lower level. I don't even want to say a lower level, but a little bit less skill. And then after you're done with your workout, spend the extra time to really nail down those movements. I promise you won't regret it. You're gonna build your strength, you're gonna build your capacity to be able to do these movements at the RX level sooner than you think. As always, thank you guys so much for following along. Please let me know in the comments section if there's any other movements or anything that you would like me to cover from this video today, in a different video, or anything else that I can help you on in upcoming other videos that I could do. Please like, share, subscribe, and then I will catch you guys on the next video.